Hello, 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 and welcome back. It's the Day 9 Daily number 341, and we're not having fun because it's 2 a.m. This is part 2, where we began talking about this idea of prioritizing. We gave an example of Eltoff, who chose a very interesting and unusual thing to practice working on, creep spread. Even though I think a lot of people would say that there were better things to focus on, but he chose one that certainly will improve his game, and most importantly, Eltoff stuck to it, which is the reason that I'm beginning this whole damn week on with Eltoff, right? He chose an unusual thing, and he stuck to it to the bitter end and celebrated his loss. Frick yeah. Trying to curse less, despite being a bitter bear today as it is so late. Frick yeah. Butts hooray. Indeed. I'm going to stop. We're going to go into this next game. Let me show you a potential problem that can occur when you get to the end of your practice cycle. Again, choose something to prioritize. Spend a lot of games prioritizing it. Be better at the end. What we want in our end goal is we want to have what we prioritize, for instance, creep spread, now happen automatically in our fingers, that our brain remembers that well. So that way when we do something like prioritize, I don't know, larva injecting, our brain will simultaneously remember to larva inject and creep spread. Ha! I now have two skills with Zerg. Let me show you a potential trap that can happen. Here is Eltoff in the bottom right. He has been practicing his creep spread oh so thoroughly, wishing good luck, have fun before he sends out his overlord to scout. That's what I call a noble player indeed, with his heart in the right place and a Zerg mind of gold. And Saccharin and all that good stuff, right? So we see his APM, again, is not high, and I love that Eltoff is executing well with very limited APM, because I would never want anyone to think, but I'm not a concert pianist, I don't have the tendons to support pro gamerhood. I want to be a pro gamer with 32 APM. I think that's like my future life goal. Again, we see Eltoff getting the early queen, per expectation. He kind of wants to expand, but there's a probe there, and the probe's kind of being a dick. So great, it goes down, immediately spreading creep before larva. Is that good? Is that bad? We don't ask that question if it's not the priority task that we are working on. So right here, I don't mind this one bit. Deliberate practice. Deliberate practice. The best example I can think of about this, it's like if you're trying to play one of those fast twitch reflex sports like soccer or ultimate frisbee, where you have to be able to run and sprint and jump really high to catch frisbees and run up to run up to high velocity balls and that sort of thing. What do? You do a workout like plyometrics. You look dumb when you do plyometrics. I don't know how else to put it. You're doing things like standing on one foot, hopping up and down. And because my chair squeaks, alright, you're doing plyometrics. Don't worry about me. I'm training for a sport. Woo! I'm going to win the World Cup. You look dumb jumping on one foot, but people have gotten it into their heads that when you jump on one foot, you're never going to win soccer jumping on one foot. But that's what you do to train. It is fine to do something kind of silly in my eyes. Use your first queen's energy to build a creep tumor. It seems a little silly, but again, we're hopping on one foot to work on our StarCraft muscles, so that way we can sprint well when we need to in the real match. So we do see, it's a 4-gate coming in, a little bit delayed, but you know what? A 4-gate at any phase in the game is damn good. So suddenly Eltoff ends up being in this awkward situation where he's defending, and you know what I notice here? The creep spread ain't happening. It happens once the battle is kind of at a lull. We saw this creep tumor go down. Eltoff holds, much like Tarson. And then we see the creep spread kind of happening. And there's going to come a moment here where the play is not going to be particularly smooth. Where it really is not going to be particularly smooth. In terms of our goal. Here's our creep tumors. I'm coming back and forth. Here's our creep tumors. Is something going on that he's trying to look at? No. Looks like he's building Zerglings and Mutalisks in an infestation pit. But you know what? The creep spread has actually stopped. But here's where a curse happens. You saw Eltoff have that silly loss. That loss was just outright goofy. But now Eltoff is starting to win. Eltoff is walking in here with Mutalisk and has gotten a lot of worker kills. Almost a game-winning amount of worker kills. And if we compare this game, if we actually look at this game and compare it to Eltoff's game number 1, technically it is an improvement. In game number 1 of part 1, Eltoff had no creep spread. In game number 3, that we're watching right here, he has some creep spread. But I want you, if you are in Eltoff's position, to say to yourself, I have not succeeded in my goal of making that a number 1 priority. This is good that you are starting to do things like Mutalisk harass. It implies, well, hell, it implies that you have a base. That's a step up from last game, right? It implies that you are in a better position over time. And I'm not saying don't prioritize Mutalisks and don't prioritize things like larva, droning, teching, getting upgrades. All those are fine. But make sure the number 1 priority is these creep tumors. The number 1 priority should be these creep tumors. Because what's happening to Eltoff is the curse of winning, the addiction of winning that can be so harmful to your improvement. 87 to 37. Eltoff, who is going to going to win this game in a very short period of time, might say to himself, aha, not only did I win, but I've been satisfying my goal of creep spread. Not really. It's definitely improving. But this is going to happen to you a lot. You know what? You guys need MS Paint to understand what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. And let me... Where'd my mouse cursor go? There it is. Where? Oh, it's like not even showing up on the main thing. Excuse me. So this is the way that it's going to work, right? This is the way... let's draw some graphs, all right? Let's draw an XY axis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my favorite access time. And then watch me as I can write skill sideways. Ooh, you thought you could write upside down? Sideways ain't nothing to a boss. Right? This is what people think. I'm going to draw it in purple because it's a stupid color. And this is what stupid people think, right? This should be the way it works. The more you play, the more you go up. Let me show you the cool blue... orange, the cool orange line of reality. This is the way that it will work, is that over time you build up some skill, and then you say, aha, at this point, I'm going to begin working on my creep spread. I'm going to begin working on my creep spread. And what happens is you have this depletion of skill. And upon that depletion, what you need to do is work on it, and hey, I'm starting to have better creep spread, and I'm starting to win more, and now I'm better, and oh no, now I'm up against better players, and they're distracting me with things like harassment, and okay, now I'm dealing better with harassment, but you know what, now he's starting to do openings that I've never seen before, and whoa, crap, the right mouse button cancels things. You have this sort of step function going on. And what we've seen is if I choose the awesome highlighting green button, we see that this is where Eltoff was at the start. That center game had amazing creep spread, and now he's here. Now he started to play a real game, but he still is not all the way up here, which is where a player like Nestea would be, a player who can spread that creep out oh so beautifully. But the important thing is that we are... God, I'm having a really hard time seeing my mouse cursor. There it is. The important thing is that he's doing this, and this is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we want. Now, this is all very important because I'm going to show you I forgot what I was talking about. That graph was so cool, and I was looking at it and like, look at all the beautiful colors. Look at the beautiful colors. What was I gonna... I swear, I know we're gonna go into another game I'm thinking it's going to be something along the lines of... Oh yeah, let me show you. Let's just go into another example. Right? Going into another example. I'm just going to be done with this one. Who cares? I didn't quite come back. Aha, 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 aha. Now we have Rage with a Y. Rage with a Y has a very simple goal that he set forward for himself. Let's go through this exercise again, and then we'll hop into part 2. We're going to hop into there. We have Rage. Rage is our hero. Hey, good luck, HFR, Redditor, AI, well spotted. Yes, Redditors, hooray for playing StarCraft, Redditors. I'm gonna drink some more of my delicious mango. We're seeing the, I'll show you mine if you show me yours, that sort of thing. A very manly thing to do, no doubt, don't get me wrong. Rage is going to be a Protoss player here. Now, let's do kind of something similar to what we did with Eltoth. We're looking around here. What's he doing right and wrong? Well, specifically, what's he doing wrong? Because if this is a daily about improving and getting better and all that goody goodness about selecting flaws and working on them to reprioritize, we can see a lot of things like maybe the build order's off, we're missing some probes, our chrono boost is high, and do not ever, for 1 second, feel bad for identifying these mistakes. Giggle to yourself with giddy. Do not be like, damn it, I missed probes. Damn it, my supply block. Damn it, an idle probe. Damn it. Damn it, my macro. Like, it's oh, damn it. You didn't get warp gate? Damn it, Rage. You didn't get warp gate? No way. No, like, see, don't beat yourself up for these sorts of things. It's very easy to get into that habit of self-hating. And that's not constructive. That's not constructive at all. If you're frustrated after a loss, just step away from the computer for 20 minutes, and then when you feel better, then allow yourself to begin thinking about the game. And I don't mean looking, I mean thinking. Do not allow yourself to think about the game until you are not pissed off. So as we see Rage, he's expanding. Is his expand timing okay? Is this army too good? Let's come to the unit counting station. He has 28 probes a little after the 10-minute mark. Alright, cool. Let's see, he has 7 Stalkers, 2 Immortals, 2 Zealots. We're starting to see some problems, and as I speed it up, we're going to see a moment of humor go on. Where's my favorite structure in the whole wide world? Yes, the Dark Shrine. DTs walk in over here. They do some massive damage. We have to get ourselves some more upgrades. Whoopsie daisies, everything's idle. And I'm actually going to stop it when we hit 15 minutes, as we now have another expansion going down in bottom right, and bam! 15 minutes even. Only the best on the Day 9 Daily. Come to the accounting station, 33 probes. Oh, how abysmal. We do have 3 bases, though. How's our tech doing? We'll have some upgrades up. Cool, nifty. Now, I want you to ask yourself, before we go to the break, I want to just look, I want to look at Rage. I want to look at him and I want to ask myself, is this, or what is it that I want to be working on? Macro? Getting warp gates? Is my tech wrong? Maybe my upgrades are wrong? Kind of curious about that. Well, I don't quite seem to have enough unit producing structures. Think. What Rage ended up selecting was probe production. Constant probe production. That's why I took the count of 28 at 10 minutes and 33 at 15 minutes, so I can show you some differences. What we're going to look at right now is something that I think is very, very easy to mess up unless you identify a problem. So we're Rage, and we just said we want to work on probe production, right? That's what we just said to ourselves. Start doing the obvious things. Count probes at certain times. Click on your nexuses and see when the mess up happens. Open up the workers killed and realize, holy double shit. That Dark Templar harass really did not kill off that many workers. That was a huge reveal to me when I looked at Rage's games very, very breezily, just trying to roll through some games, prepping for the daily, and he said he was going to work on probes, and I went, great, and I got his probe count at 10 and 15, and then I just went, I wonder how many workers he did lose, because 33 just seemed so low to me at 15 minutes. And then I saw only 7 killed, and I'm like, wow, he would have had 40 workers max at the 15-minute mark. That does feel low to me. So that, again, seems like a great way to go. Rage has problems with macro. He forgot warp gate. He's getting too many forges too early, but he is not going to focus on that. He's only going to focus on probes, as he should, correctly so. That man is a Gosu, yo. So now we're going to move on to part 3 as we point out things that will occur in your journey to improvement and things that you want to avoid. Going live in a little bit. See you then. See you then.